go, guys. We are in the 2017 Volkswagen GTi SE. Unfortunately, it's a little bit rainy, so we're not gonna get full traction. But it's first impression really has been that it's pretty fun. It feels like a solid, good, fun car. So, what does roughly $30,000 get you? Let's find out. A little bump there. Unfortunately, it's raining, so we're not that well off in the traction department, but that's alright. This car doesn't have that much power. But before we talk about the power, let's talk about the exterior of the GTi. The exterior of the GTi, well, it's not really much to talk about. It's a very kind of bland and boring looking car. It's actually one of the main reasons why I didn't really consider this car when I was buying a hatchback for myself. I wanted something a little bit more, you know, flashy, a little bit more fun to look at. And if you look at especially in this black color, GTi in this color, there's not much to really look at. There's some red accents here and there, which I do enjoy. But overall, you look at this car going down the street, it's going to blend into pretty much anything else. It's not many people are going to look at it. Now, the couple things I do like are the wheels, the lights, and the red badging in the front. That's a GTi hallmark, of course. That little red line that kind of carries into the headlights. That's a really cool touch, and I do like that. And car enthusiasts will probably enjoy seeing that on the road, and they'll see, okay, that's a GTi. But most people, I mean, it's so small that most people are not going to notice that, and that's okay. You know, if you're into a kind of subdued looking car, something that doesn't call attention, something that's not, you know, too crazy looking, this is the car for you on the exterior side. And as you notice, it is of course a hatchback, which I do love hatchbacks. I'm a big fan of hatchbacks, and this actually looks like a hatchback. It actually, you know, has the, you know, the two box design, kind of like the engine, and then you got the box behind it where it drops off basically straight back where you open the hatch, and that makes it for a very useful space. The Honda Fit has a very similar kind of shape, although it looks more like an egg than anything else. This looks a little bit more sporty. And the Civic hatchback, including the Type R, is more of a, you know, kind of a sedan shape, but they're able to kind of package it so that it still is a hatchback. Now, I prefer the way the Civic Type R looks. Back to the GTi, I think, like I said, the wheels and the badging and things like that really make it look good and subdued. If you want something that you can just kind of blend in with, this is for you. Now let's move on to the interior of the car. Now, the interior of this car is actually my favorite part of this car. This is why you buy a GTi over, let's say, a WRX or a Civic Si or something like that. The reason you'd buy this car is because the interior is fantastic. It feels a little bit small, which is the only negative here, but the front seat, the seat I'm currently sitting in right now, is really comfortable. I love the bolstering. It's actually really good in terms of when you're turning around or turning the car. It really holds you in place, and I didn't expect that from a GTi. You know, the Type R has similar bolstering in it, and it's applauded for that. Nobody really talks about the way that this seat does hold you in. While it holds you in, it actually is very comfortable. It's got decent lumbar support. I wouldn't say it's the best lumbar support, but it's got it, so it's good. And the adjustability, it's like half of it is mechanical and half of it is with a little electric motor. So, you know, it kind of saves weight a little bit. And the range of motion is ridiculous. So I can put it down low to the floor. I'm lowering it now. I can go lower, much lower. Or I can go as high as, you know, even like it feels like you're driving a bus. So if you really want to get comfortable in your driving style, it depends on how you like to drive. I prefer it kind of like this and being close up to the wheel. You can get extremely comfortable in this car, and really it is the best place to be. The back seat, of course, is leather as well, and it's got really nice accents. In here, it's just a sea of black, of course. Not everyone likes it. Some people like a little color in their interiors. I actually prefer that it's all black. But in the rear, the seat is also very comfortable. Plenty of room back there, which has been improved since the previous generations of GTi. And I've said in the older ones, not much room back there, but there's tons of room in this car. Very practical, and it feels really good. And then you get to the stick shift and the shifter, and yes, this is a manual. And I never thought I would like this kind of golf ball little shift knob here, but I actually like it a lot. It's pretty fun to just kind of twitch around, and maybe it has to do with the fact that transmission is actually excellent in this car. It really feels good. You know, again, I did not expect the transmission to be this good in this car. No one really talks about how good this transmission feels to shift. I guess because most people stick with the DSG. This car does have a DSG gearbox, which is a dual clutch gearbox, and it shifts really fast, so most people stick with that. But if you get a GTI and you get the manual, you're in for a treat because the manual is excellent. And I do really like the shift knob. I never thought I would, but it's really cool. It's really nice. It's a nice touch, and it is a golf. That's why it's a golf ball. So yeah, I really do like that. Now everything else, yeah, the radio, I don't really cover radios for the most part, but it's functional, it is touchscreen, and I'm sure it sounds great, but you know, I'm not really testing it out. I'm not really big into audio, so look elsewhere if you're looking for some audio advice. But everything is functional, it looks good. You know, the piano black, I can go, you know, it's not really piano black, I guess it's kind of fake carbon fiber, and not really my thing, but it's okay. You know, it looks good when it's clean. Now the problem is it's gonna get kind of dirty really quickly. It gets, you know, flecks of skin, looks kind of gross, so that's why I don't like it, but it does look good if it's clean. I do love the fact that this still has a manual lever for your emergency brake. Almost no car brings one of these days. You can get it in the STI, and that's pretty much it. STI and the GTI have the manual lever for the emergency brake. I wish the Type R had this lever, but it's okay. The way it works now, it's fine. I just really do like the way that this has the handle. So as you guys can see, we are on the stock all-season tires that the GTI comes with, some Pirelli tires, and they're really not that good, especially in the wet. I can't recommend these tires. But other than that, let's see how this car does on these little twisty curves here. It is raining, as you can see. First thing I gotta say is I love the way the turbo feels. It kind of surges up, and it doesn't lose breath at the high RPMs as I thought it was gonna do. You know, the tuning in this car is done pretty well. And it makes a great noise as well. I know it's a synthesized noise that Volkswagen has, but it sounds like a 5-cylinder engine. But that's okay, I like the way it sounds. Dynamically, this car really isn't that fast, but it's a lot of fun. I can understand why a lot of people take these cars and tune them and put some extra power on these, because the chassis feels excellent in this car. It feels really good to just drive it around. It's fun for sure, but like I said, it's not a very fast car. The good qualities is, of course, the handling is excellent. You know, you get some stickier tires on this, some better tires than these honestly not very good Pirellis, and you can tell this car will be a lot of fun to just kind of throw around these bends here. One thing I don't like is I don't like the artificial feel of the steering wheel. The power steering is a bit overbearing, and I am in sport mode, so it's a little heavier. But what I do like is that you feel it still feels precise somehow. I can't explain it, but the car definitely feels good to drive. It's very, very fun. More fun than the exterior would lead you to believe. The brakes are excellent. Brakes are actually very good in this car. And even in the rain, you can have a ton of fun in this little hot hatch. And yes, I called it a hot hatch, even though it really isn't that fast. 220 horsepower from the turbocharged 4-cylinder isn't that much these days, you know, when you have the Type R with 306 horsepower, you got the WRX STI with 305, you got the Ford Focus RS with 350. This car is not competing with any of those cars. This car is competing for those people, like I said, that are looking for a very fun but very practical and comfortable commuter. Now with that said, the fun factor is definitely not lost. what it can do. It's just spinning the front tires, and that's okay.
My battery falling right here. It's good for a brand new battery.
Alright. Yeah, so it's fun, but not fast. And that's what people that buy this car kind of expect. So as you can see, the GTi is really a fun car to drive. You know, it's comfortable. It's a great car for those people that are looking for a premium commuter that doesn't really stand out, something that just kind of, you know, will stay under the radar, but will be comfortable, will be fun to drive, not slow, not that fast. And yeah, overall a great package. You know, I do love the fact that it is a hatchback. You got, you know, some space back there. You can fold the seats forward. That's a great function to have in any car. I feel like hatchbacks are underrated in this country. We need more of them out there, and I'm glad GTIs are pretty popular and people are still buying them. So yeah, what else can I say, guys? This is a great car. I really like it. But would I buy this, let's say, over a WRX or a Civic Si? Well, for the price tag, and I'm saying this car is around $30,000, you can probably get it for around $27,000 after some incentives. I don't know, that's a lot of money for a car like this. And yes, while the interior is super premium, it's super nice, I can't seem to recommend it. For myself at least, I think the SI still offers that bang for your buck that is kind of missing from this equation. Now, like I said, if you're looking for a more premium interior and a premium kind of feel of the whole car, everything feels tight in this car, feels well made, everything feels like you're paying a premium for it, because you really are, then this is the car that you're looking for. It's a great car to have, especially if you're going to be driving around every day. Alright guys, that pretty much does it for me. Thanks for watching as usual. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.